My screen. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Okay, just to share for Julio, so we regularly update this tracker. So basically we just want to get an indication on where the client stands as far as satisfaction with our support and with the CRM. And then we also indicate if there is a risk, like there is a potential for the client to churn out and stop the service. And then if there are any issues that um, is worth flagging, like is it an issue of sales, is it training on their part, is it the volume or the quantity? I believe you joined Kelvin in one of the calls, so these are things that we discussed during the call, and then we can gather from that call what the potential issues are. All right. So for the call, I mean, for this call, we usually just flag those that are with issues. So I'm gonna start off for this week. So the first one is for Bramley. In terms of satisfaction and risk, it's at the medium right now. The reason why is because the client, well, admittedly, hasn't really put that much into managing the CRM. So in his eyes, sales, I mean, there's no evident sales. So with that, he feels that it is a cost incurring service. So at the end of the day, we just want him to make sure that his team is very strict as far as tagging the leads, which ones are hot, which ones have been translated to sales. So that's what we reinforced, and we are also trying to set up a self-service dashboard. So it's actually part of GHL, so that from his end, he is able to tie two and two, like the sales he made and then the cost that was generated in terms of ad spend, so that he could see the return of investment for us and the CRM.
Right.
All right. And then other things would have to be, well, Eco Wash again. So Eco Wash, so Eco Wash has been a challenge, I must say, because for this client, he actually started not wanting to put in an offer for the landing pages and the ads, and we know how much difficult that would be because we are on Facebook and we are advertising on Facebook, and the intent there of the consumers is not really to, be surrounded by ads or do a purchase, but it's to engage on their social media feed with their friends, etc. So we need something to stop the scroll, and Kelvin and Paul has been reinforcing that with the client, but then again, he's stuck in this premise that he doesn't want to attract price shoppers and bargain hunters. So I think Kelvin will have a discussion with his client just to see what kind of approach or if it's still worth venturing, because, we don't really see us aligned in terms of marketing approach. So that's one. All right. And I think last would be for PWP. Um, so this one is an issue wherein the client has been doing everything like the best that they can in terms of responding, managing. If you could see their CRM, it's very well organized. The leads are responded in a timely manner. But then yet again, they haven't made a sale. I think in the consumer journey, it's appointment schedule that, in the funnel that they've reached that's closest to a sale. So it's quite challenging. The satisfaction as far as our support is at a medium, but then if this doesn't translate to an actual sale, then it doesn't really, matter for the client. So this is something that I flagged as a high risk because of that. All right. So I think those three are the most I think noteworthy to flag. If there's anything else, I think, well, Phantom, I just indicated here staffing just because it's his first week, and although he is doing great, he realized how much work it entails. He's a one-man team right now, and he knows that he couldn't like do it on his own. That's why he is thinking of training his wife to help him.
Okay, nice. That's a
Good luck with
good
that.
duo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So such a funny conversation with him because he's like, I was doing it all day, and now I called my wife and I said, you have to help me.
Yeah. So just
Fantastic.
to kind of summarize, so we have a plan for each of those that are important. The first one, Bramalia, was basically we're gonna create this board or this dashboard where they can follow up. Is that kind of the solution that we're coming up with?
No, yeah, Eunice, I think you have I mean, okay, well, I had a conversation with him prior after Eunice had her lead review call, and it's really organization on his part. He hasn't gotten the salespeople trained as well, and there's no record of sales being made. You know, there's just a lot of like disorganization in terms of operation on his end. So he realizes that, and he definitely understands now how we operate and the value that we provide. But he needs to be able to catch that ball and run towards the end zone, right, with his team so they can score a point, so they can score more sales. So that's what they're not doing. And the next action step for them is actually to train his virtual remote employee that's responding to some of these inquiries coming in. I did tell him to reach out to me so I can train him, have it recorded, and then he can share it with other people on the team. So everyone's all aligned when it comes to using the CRM.
That's the next step for Bramalia.
That's the big step for Bramley. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best thing we can do to support them at this point.
Understood. What about EcoWash? What is the plan there?
EcoWash, I'm because he requested to pause the ads. Number one, we've already did what we're supposed to do. We honor our agreement and generated more than 50 leads, combined for ceramic coating and PPF. Now I have to have a conversation with him saying, you know, like, if you basically, if you want to continue on this service or not, like I have to talk to him about not pausing the ads and that the offer's working, and you know, talk to him about the fact that none of the conversations are recorded. Instead, he's been calling them through his shop phone. So there's no evidence of knowing exactly what went wrong there, because what we're seeing is people responding back that are frustrated, that came in through the campaign and didn't get a price in a timely manner. You know, we've seen messages like that. So what's really going on here? I'm planning to have a conversation with him, basically tell him, look, like, we've done our part, and we deserve to get paid. And after he does settle his first invoice with us, then we would unfortunately let this relationship go, because it's been very, very difficult already. And I take full responsibility for onboarding this client. I should have read the signs and the red flags beforehand. But you know, this is just where we're at right now, and later this afternoon I'll be having a conversation about it.
Okay, perfect. So this looks like this guy is gonna be on board really soon. Of course, we want to get paid for the work we have done. And I guess as we have experienced all these offboardings in the past, or kind of bad relationships, we have learned, no, about what are the red flags, no, that we need to look for. And every time this happens, I guess we are a bit, more prepared to read those red flags. Sometimes you cannot see them, sometimes you can see them, and we can actually stop going into those relationships with those clients. So it's clear to me what is the next step here. Just finally, PWP detailing, what is the plan for that?
The plan is very tricky here, because we've done a lot of things that is within our reach to support this client. And honestly, they are doing the best they can. They want it to work, you know. So what we've done for them in last week, towards the tail end of last week, we actually created a process and benefit video in 3 days. It's actually a very, very good video. We sent that across all the remaining leads that came in for PPF. and as a form of re-engagement and also providing them info on how this works. So far, I think they only got one inspection scheduled from that effort. They did have an inspection scheduled yesterday as well, which the lead apparently, I thought it was supposed to be good because this guy owns a bunch of show cars and would probably invest in his 4 vehicles. But I think maybe it turns out maybe one is only being considered in doing the work with them. So far as a whole, this client only sold one job, which is maybe $3,600, I think, which is not ideal and not very profitable for him. Now, that being said, there may be only small things that can be tweaked in terms of the sales conversations, which is what I've done. Yesterday, I've developed a PPF script for them to follow and qualifying questions that it can use to ask during the conversation. So that's another effort that I've put in. And the third effort our team has put in is we realize that, okay, between the campaigns, ceramic coating and paint protection film, we noticed paint protection film is getting more people that are, number one, receptive to conversations over the phone, and number two, people with way newer cars. So I think yesterday Ahmed kind of stepped in to funnel all the budget towards the PPF instead of ceramic coating. That way they can have more conversations with people, and hence what we hope is more conversations with these people in newer cars, hence would lead more towards like getting more sales. But I don't think the volume has increased for PPF drastically since yesterday, but then again, it's too soon to tell. So these are the 3 things that we've implemented: a process and benefit video. I've created a new PPF script specifically for them to follow, and we've funneled budget towards PPF. And, at this point, I really don't know what to actually do, and what is wrong with this, because they are checking most of the boxes when it comes to doing the right things.
Yeah, okay, understood. So we have a plan, and they are doing their job. We're doing our job. We're providing support, and we're just hoping that actually all this works. How good is the relationship? Are we in risk of maybe they will, but do you think they will pay even if they leave, or they will be at trouble?
Well, we have a interesting agreement with them where if they don't make their money back or break even with our service specifically, then they actually don't pay us.
Okay.
So that's the guarantee that we have in place. That's why we're working really hard to get them sales. I mean, we can always delay this, but the combination of the Google campaigns weren't working, and they were wrongly set up in the beginning, to the point where some conversations are not really being conducted properly, to the point where things have improved conversation wise, but still no sales. It's a little bit concerning, and I'll have to investigate this further today.
Understood. Just one last thing, Eunice, can you just share one more time? I just want to mention something about the report before we go to media buying. Could you share the there on the left below the package? Now we have this section where we say if the testimonial is ready or is not, right? So in Bramalia, what is the status with Bramalia, for example?
So we didn't really ask for a testimonial from them yet. So basically here, our approach is that for those that we feel that we have a good relationship, their satisfaction is high, those are the people that we've requested a testimonial from. So we didn't ask everyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with TireCraft, I can tell you right now their satisfaction is high, their risk is low. Their only issue is staffing.
Yeah.
And I did meet up with them physically yesterday. Today I am gonna go visit them to record a testimonial video.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think we will have that today.
That's
Elegant, in terms of Elegant Motoring, they kind of went MIA, so there's no new testimonials there. But these people we pick and choose who has gotten, like Eunice said, who has a high satisfaction, and also who has gotten results with our system. Yeah.
Understood. Perfect. Okay, let's switch to media buying. Ahmed. Thank you, Eunice. Thank you, Kelvin.
Thank you.
All right, I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen now?
Yep.
Yes.
Great. So, okay, so generally, for detailing clients, we're seeing a slight improvement in the volume of leads. So if we look here at the number of leads, most of the clients are getting an increase in the number of leads and a drop in the cost per lead, which is a good thing. We also have launched 3 new clients, Gutter 6, Phantom, and Pro Detail. For Phantom, we also launched PPF just today. We also have Speed Project Labs that we need to add here. Oscar, they're launched today as well.
Okay.
One thing to point out is for the wheel and tires clients, most of them are experiencing a drop. So from my end, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work with Oliver on new creatives, especially for Mr. Tires Ottawa. This client has been dropping for quite some time right now, and the cost per lead has been increasing. So it's a bit alarming here. We haven't done like a deep refresh for the creatives. Maybe we need to work on a new offer or something, but from a creative perspective, we need to do like a complete refresh to try and get things turned around. Also, I'm not sure if there's a seasonality thing for the wheels and tires because it's been like this for all the tire clients, even the top tire client like Tirecraft has also been dropping for a couple of weeks now. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, most likely it is a seasonality thing. January, February is typically the slowest month, but
Okay.
towards the tail end of February, that's when the spring tires start coming into play. So you're absolutely right in that case.
Okay, so because I've been seeing that trend for 2 weeks now, and I wasn't sure if it's something from our end or if it's a market thing. So thanks for confirming, Kelvin. Anyway, we'll still work on the refreshes to try and turn things around. Okay, something else to note um is for Bramley tires as well. Although it's a market thing, so Bramley and Mr. Tires Ottawa, these two guys, I know it's a market thing and all, but the drop has been more significant than the others. So flagging this as well is probably also related to creative and the seasonality. So we're gonna work on creatives for it as well.
Okay.
One
Couple
last
of
thing.
questions. Just
Sure.
those red ones on their last refresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
are those in the work or what is the status of those refreshes pending?
So for Detailing Pros and Amaris, these two clients have been doing really well. So I've been hesitant to refresh the creative because in that case it will be refreshing for the sake of refreshing, not really for performance sake. So that's why it's still red until now. It's been red
Understood.
for a while.
Perfect. And just a comment, I'll add, so we have this process where when Eunice let me know, the account manager that we launch, I add the client to the tracker. Just you know. So if you're launching today, I'm just guessing that Eunice will let me know in a few hours that we have lunch, and I'll add that as I did with the other two, and I'm gonna keep updating this for the offboarding. Eunice and I work a little bit differently, where because it's only hiding the clients, the lines. The account manager will do that. I won't do it because it's such easy just hiding. No, we're not deleting information. But for the onboarding, when we are adding clients, I'll keep doing that. And I just need the cue from the account manager. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Sorry,
And I think yeah. Yeah, okay, go ahead, Eunice.
Yeah, sorry. Ahmed, what you mentioned that you launched is just another product for Phantom or
Yes.
yeah. So
PPF.
okay. So Oscar, that has already been added in the tracker because it's just another campaign for the existing client.
There's also Speed Lab, Speed Project Labs. That's
So
the
that
new one.
is to be launched or has
That's
been launched.
that's launched.
Oh, okay. All
It's
right.
been launched, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Okay.
fantastic. I think we should definitely ping Will to get the Google campaigns up as well. Then that way you can proceed with the last step to notify the clients that the campaigns are launched. And then we
Alright.
would use this date today, which is if I'm not
11th?
mistaken,
7th.
the 11th, yeah, as the billing date.
Understood.
Um,
Perfect.
Cool.
Okay, so one last point on my end is for phase 2, we launched PPF, the generic ad last week, and this campaign has been doing well in terms of the cost per lead. So if you can check the leads quality as well, Eunice, from your end and how they're doing, that would be great to keep us aligned in that as well.
okay.
Well, yeah, just for since Julio's on this call, I'm sure we're talking alien for most of the part here. Don't want to feel like you're left out there. But Ahmed, can you explain the refreshes and Julio, if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask. Then that way Ahmed can clarify this with you.
Yes, sure, definitely. So in terms of refreshing Julio, what we do is we have campaigns running always on, but these campaigns serve specific ads or creatives that people see over and over again. So at a certain point, this creative gets burned out. So people have seen it too many times and they start getting less and less responsive to that ad, and the performance starts declining. So what we do is we do a creative refresh. Usually that's taking our existing creative and doing like a spin on it and changing like a bit of elements, colors, or if it's a video, changing the sequences. So it's a new ads. It's a new ad to the consumer and also in the eyes of Facebook algorithm. So it gives us a bit of a boost in the performance. Or if it's something new, like new content completely, which is ideally should be the case, that we get new content from the client every 30 days and we launch that.
Okay.
What we have been trying to do lately is if a campaign is performing well, we try not to refresh it until it dies out. So we don't if we have got something working, with no need to change it. If it dies out, we start doing the refreshes, but the standard is around 30 days where the refresh is scheduled.
30 days.
That's
All
good.
right.
That's a great explanation. You know what? I think this warrants a separate training for Julio. You and I will go over this chart, and I'll be happy to explain all the other metrics.
All right.
I figured I'll give Ahmed the opportunity to discuss what a refresh is while on the call. Now, I do understand, like, just real quick, Julio and I, we actually were on a lead review call yesterday with Perfection Plus. I do notice there's a red on the cost per lead, and 11 in the last 7 days. Now, Julio, from our call that day, what were our findings when it comes to lead quantity and lead quality? And was there any requests that the client specifically wanted for any of his services? Do you recall?
Yeah, actually, he wants us to focus more on PPF. He wants to turn his business to PPF because he's been doing that a lot. And he also talked about seasonality, right? He told us that, Kelvin, that also January and February are the lowest month for him. And yeah, what I recall is that he wants us to focus more on PPF.
Cool. Yeah, that's actually a good point. And I don't mean to put you on the spot here and try to remember something new that you just learned, but I figured I'd give you a challenge.
That's okay.
But that's absolutely right. So learning like the client does want more PPF. Usually January and February is his slowest month, but this time around, because of our campaigns, he's actually starting to pick up things and getting busier sooner, which is a good sign. Now, there's also one more thing that he has mentioned.
Actually, remember, Kelvin, that you start the new refresh of leads December 26th, and he was having like 10 leads per week, and now he have 15. So he had like a 50% increase in leads.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good sign. Now there's also something else that he has mentioned, just to add on to what Julio just mentioned, is he actually dropped his social media manager so that he can funnel more budget into this. Now, since Julio has mentioned that the client wants more PPF leads, do you think there is room and opportunity to funnel more budget into PPF to generate higher lead volumes for this client?
Yes, we can definitely shift some budget from ceramic to PPF. That's definitely doable. One thing we can always keep pushing for, as always, is new content. That's something that this specific client has been struggling with, because the area where this client is located has a small population or small audience on Facebook, so the creatives get burned really quickly. So if we're gonna be spending more on PPF, then it's better to have more content. So that means each creative will get more budget, and it's gonna get burned even more quickly. So yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. But in terms of opportunity, I think there is some opportunity to shift some budget from ceramic to PPF.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah.
Are we good to move to the next stage?
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
go
hold
ahead.
on. I have some notes. Okay, so for tires, good thing that you mentioned, Ahmed, about the your observation in terms of the results, because that was actually discussed during the lead review call. So it's something that we should really look into. Just a couple of things. Like, I spoke with Zed of Mr. Tires. Finally, I got a hold of him. His only comment right now would be for the winter tire ads that we are doing. He mentioned that we are actually showing all weather tires, and it should be changed to winter tires. So if you could take a look at that, please, and see if that, I mean, that is true for all other tire ads that we have, just to confirm.
Actually, I don't know the difference between winter tires and all weather.
Yeah.
I think we need a side-by-side comparison of that.
Well, the thing is, there's no winter in Egypt, right? So all you have is all you have is summer and all season tires. So
Yeah, you have
I don't
tires.
blame you, Ahmed.
But the question is, are they working? Like, because we can change it, but the thing is that is it working? The leads are working or not? Like the ads are working or not?
I mean, there is performance, but then the accuracy of the product we're advertising is
Okay.
in
Yeah.
question.
I think I mean, like, if it's working, that's great, but technical wise, just to kind of fulfill the needs and be, aligned with what we're promoting, I think we should definitely replace those tires with winter tires. Because winter tires do have more like lines and crisscross, and it's a little bit chunkier to grip onto the road when there's snow on it. I think it's a small switch, but then, like, at least this is something that we can move forward in a way where we don't have to have this issue anymore. Perhaps we can have a all season tire folder with all all seasons there, and then we have a winter tire folder with all the winter tires there. It should be a very easy search.
Okay.
I think Oliver will be able to find some creatives that he can use by making that search on Google.
Sounds good. I'll work with Oliver on it. We need to refresh the creatives anyway, so it's a good opportunity to do that exercise.
Okay,
All
fantastic.
right.
Cool.
And
Let's
then,
move on. Or is there anything else,
yeah,
Eunice?
I have a lot of notes.
Oh, okay, cool. Go ahead.
Okay, so that's one. And then for creative voice, like for Bramley, he just requested if he could see the ads in the landing pages before it goes up. It's not for creative review, but rather, again, for accuracy. He pointed out, like, we launched a landing page before that advertised certain name brands, and apparently he doesn't carry those. So he just wants to make sure that before it goes up, every I mean, all the details are correct. So that's one. I just wanted to flag that up. I also gave him a 24-hour window because Chris isn't known to respond right away. So we don't want to put it pending for too long. So I said, in 24 hours, you should respond or forever hold your peace.
Well, so
Okay.
this is regarding a creative review. Like once we have the creatives, we send it off to him to look at. Is
It's
that what it
when
is?
we refresh an ad or we launch a landing page. Just because he had an experience he mentioned in the past wherein the landing page that we have features a lot of name brands, and then apparently those that are on top, like at the most prominent spot, those brands aren't. I mean, he isn't carrying those. So
Right. Yeah. And I think it warrant I had a conversation with him about this. I said, like, even though we switch the logos around, it won't make any difference when it comes to conversions. Like, in the end of the day, he needs to focus on the real problem, which is
Yeah.
organizing his team and reaching out to these leads. So these kind of things don't affect anything, especially when converting visitors to become leads. So I just, and the only reason why I'm bringing it up, and thank you for bringing that up, by the way, Eunice, it is a concern from the client, but in the end of the day, we got to look at like what really moves the needle here. Is it worth spending time switching around logos, or is it worth focusing on the real problem and providing support towards that? So I do appreciate you bringing that up, but I think what we got to do is this, because I did tell Chris that these logos we got from your website, so we don't know if you stop carrying them or not. But if you want us to change, we'll do this once, but we would not like get him the review. We would not like, we can always do this in our development phase, but I think we've got a landing page that works. We shouldn't change too much of it. And what he needs to focus on is just converting on those leads. So yeah, if Chris gets back to us with the actual logos that he wants on there, fine, we'll switch it, but we would not get him to review the landing page, and we would not do any changes to it since
Understood.
it's performing.
Okay, let's move on to the next stage.
Any other questions, Eunice?
Well, I think last would be I think we discussed this during our daily call about Precision. So Precision didn't really say that the lead quality is bad. It's just that it's getting harder for them to convert. And I think we've already tried to assess, like, it might be because of the creative, because targeting has been, I mean, set and has been working in the previous, run. So I
Sure,
guess
we can
this.
always switch back. I mean, like, we'll see how things go, but I think I have a solution for them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
towards the end of this call, I'll share.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay,
Thank
now
you.
I'll share my screen.
Uh-huh.
Share my screen right here. So the next step would be broken processes. I improve, yeah. So I don't think there's anything like so urgent with quality. We are not seeing like a huge problem with quality in terms of the leads right now. Payment process, that's an issue, but I think we have it for the beginning of next month schedule, where Paul is gonna work on that. So far we're just doing Wave, load selling some clients. I mean, I think that's kind of the procedure that we are running right now, trying to solve with each individual case. Missing process for onboarding. We did that already, so I'm gonna cross this one. Eunice and I got in a couple of sessions, and I think we have a strong, very succinct but formal process to do offboarding that will help us to just go smoother and don't panic when this happens. Where is it? Format, text, string. Okay. And lack of Google we didn't have the meeting last week, Kelvin, with Paul. He got busy, and he's busy today. Hopefully, I think I will try to push something for tomorrow or Friday, but we definitely need to revisit this. This hasn't been addressed yet.
So yeah, what happened was, like, one evening, Paul and I were discussing a few things, and then we decided to ping Will to come on board to see what really can be done regarding the clients, PWP and phase 2, because they surprisingly like underperformed when it comes to Google. So we already devised a plan on moving forward. We would not use shared budget on Google. And just for your knowledge there, Oscar and the team, shared budget meaning like, let's say we have tint campaign for tinting the car, ceramic coating, and PPF, and we have a pool of $1,000 every month to share among these campaigns. What you do on Facebook, Ahmed, is like you allocate like, okay, we're gonna spend $50 a day or $25 a day on one campaign, $25 a day on another, and so on. But with Google, it shares the budget among all these three campaigns, and Google pretty much pushes more of the budget towards whatever is driving the most volume in terms of clicks. So what happened with PWP is they had way more volume for tint versus PPF and ceramic coating. That's why more of the budget went there, and then there were not enough leads coming in for PPF and ceramic coating. So moving on, we won't have Will do a shared budget anymore. We would divide it evenly or skewed it accordingly to the higher level services that they want. But I think like the remaining integration that we could easily fix, and it can be beneficial for the onboarding team, would be sending the Zapier email after a client finishes completing the onboarding form. So once they finish that form, email goes out to Will, which already has the same information that he needs. So instead of Eunice or Julio stepping in to fill out the form manually with all the information that we already gathered, we just let the automation and the Zaps do its thing.
I already created that Zapier.
Perfect.
He's getting the link now. He got a couple of tests that I did last week. The only thing that we need to do now, I think, it's just I need to sit down and compare our form and his form just to make sure that we're not missing anything. I haven't done that yet. No,
Okay.
Just to make sure that he's getting, if in case that we need to update, add, reorganize something from in an hour, so it's very well aligned. But so far, let's say if tomorrow or today someone get a premium package, he will get an email with a copy to me and a copy to Eunice so far.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. To see performance, broken processes that we just discussed. Any problems or problems that we've encountered this week? Do you guys have anything to share?
I think, the only thing is for me, it's just self-management. Like yesterday was probably the most burnt out day I felt in like ever since I began working on this business. And I think it's just mainly, organization for myself. I think this is just more of a personal management thing. But I think moving forward, my goal for this month for the team is to empower you guys to be self-reliant and also know exactly what to do through documentation and delegation. So that's what I'll be doing, and I'm in the process of training Julio, who has been great so far. Everything's good, even while being put on the spot on this call. So yeah, we were documenting the whole entire training that we've got, so that later, Oscar, you can always come in and really put your expertise and your spin on it later on for an account manager. So whenever we hire a new account manager, the account manager would go through these training videos and know exactly what to do in the various tasks as an account manager.
Understood.
So I think that's the only thing that I just want to point out.
Okay, perfect. So that's also takes the point number 7, which is moving toward our delegation role, which is basically you are right now kind of going through the process, documenting, doing with Julio, and next step. So it will be so much easier and faster. Everything will be documented. It will be just a process, a package that we can actually implement instead of just doing on the fly or redoing it every time. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Just in regards to point number 8, because I recently have updated this morning. So our SDC, for everyone who doesn't know, is called a Southern Detailers Conference that Paul and I actually went in person in Kentucky, United States. and we actually went there and met Mel Craig in person, which what developed the relationship, what started the relationship, and now he's our lifelong client. He's super happy with what we're doing. Now with the SDC part of what we wanted to do was to send an email to the list of attendees and people that attended the conference, and they are mainly like detailers that do ceramic coating or PPF. The email just went out this morning, and already I got two business owners that are interested in speaking with me, so that's fantastic. I don't think there's anything else when it comes to SDC related, but we'll just keep that up for now. So that's the only update I have for point number 8.
Sorry, I was muted. So let's review our task and to do for this week and last week, see where we are. I guess campaigns haven't been launched yet. Onboarding management guide is 90%. Is there any what is pending there?
Yeah, so the last onboarding call, which is the last piece of the puzzle for this whole entire manual for the onboarding, is the onboarding call section. And Eunice and we did an onboarding call with Texas Shine, who is the last new client that we have, so we don't have any onboardings for now. And I realized like we're constantly over the 1 hour mark, and I need to do a complete restructure of the whole entire call so that we can meet it within the hour and have it easily conducted with a script. So that's still a piece of a puzzle that I have not worked on because I have other delegation that needs to be done, and also training for Julio. So if you can put that towards end of the month, and at least I'll have enough time to work on it.
Sounds good. The website hasn't been launched yet. Create sales training. Is this something
so that's the sales training for our internal team.
Okay.
I have not touched that yet because as you know, I'm delegating more for an account manager, and
we don't have right now anyone to train, so it's more focused on account management. That's what we actually need. Okay, so referrals.
Yeah, referrals. I'm pending on one referral from Mel, which would then complete this task of getting a total 5 referrals from either Mel or Shane. And I'm still waiting for that. Like today I'm going to be doing more sales. So we'll have to wait and see.
Okay, organized tribe building for clients. Well, that's something that Paul needs to do. I'll remind him for this Friday. I remember talking about these billing issues. Which one is the one that we're not, the one who owns money? Grit is the one who hasn't paid?
Both of them.
Both of them,
Phase 2 and Grit. And we have discussed with the owner of Phase 2, and he agreed to a payment plan to help this get settled. So I definitely need to touch base with him about it and see like how much can he do for the first round of billing. And I would highly emphasize that you bring up the point with Paul, which I already did, to resolve the billing issue, because all these can be prevented with the strategy that I suggest, where we collect the credit card info for our billing as right before we flip the switch to launch. So the criteria to launch the campaigns would be us collecting the credit card info, then it automatically gets billed 30 days later. That would be like ideal. So if you can talk to Paul about that and remind him sooner to work on it this weekend, that would be great.
But isn't the issue that some clients don't want to give us a credit card?
Yes, and it's actually to abide with the laws of privacy, especially when it comes to payment information. We need to send them a secure portal where they can input their information themselves, so that the information is not disclosed to anyone, including us. But we can use this secure portal to rebuild a client if necessary, because the information is within that. But right now, like what we have is we're constantly having to chase the clients to bill when the time is billed. For example, with Botini, which was supposed to be billed a couple days ago, or 3 days ago, unfortunately hasn't been billed yet. Now we have to go back and chase them to do that. So I think it's just honestly a very not effective way to use our resources. We should leverage like the right system with the right automations to collect payments from our customers.
As far as I know, Botini was billed. It's just that he hasn't paid because we don't have his but we send the bill.
We sent the invoice, but
Yeah.
it's not billed. So billed means the payment is completed. So we
I see.
haven't. Yeah, there's no payment.
Yeah, there's no payment. I have another one coming. Like I have a reminder here about someone that it's due tomorrow. Let me just double check before we
I think
move
that's
on.
for PWP, if I'm not
Correct,
mistaken.
PWP. Is that still? Do we have
Yeah,
still?
Yeah, I mean, as you would realize, the PWP situation, they're doing their best, we're doing our best, but yet still no results, not anything significant to shout about. So we have to like readjust and come back to the table to see what we can do. When it comes to their Google campaigns, we are refunding them the $800+ that we spent on the Google campaigns for them. But we do require a full payment for our services. So I'll have to, see what I can do today to drive sales for their business. At least once they have bookings through the door and deposits placed, then at least we can guarantee like, look, you've passed the mark of break even and you're able to pay us the first month, but we can move into the second month and do things even better now that we have more information.
So should I wait? Real question. Do we
I
have
think you should just continue on with it. Like,
okay.
I'll have to have a discussion with the owner today.
Okay. Do you know if we have the credit card for this guy?
We do not have the credit card.
Okay. So in that case, when Paul asked me is that we need to send the invoice before so they can pay on the date.
Yeah, so so they receive the invoice before so that it gives them a day or two to at least settle the invoice.
Yeah, so I'll do it today. Paul has to help me with that because since I'm out of Canada, he doesn't want me to use Wave right now. No, because it can create some conflicts. But I'll remind him, make sure that tonight that bill is sent. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, if you can present that as you would mention the situation of PWP to him, and maybe he might decide to wait on the bill until sales can be made, or however it is. I think if you can disclose that to Paul, that would be great.
Okay. Any updates on FAQs?
So the FAQs, I still have to work on it today. I've only created a list but have not created the videos for it.
Okay. Let us know what kind of update we can have here, and we can have this completion. Paul is a little bit concerned that we are I know he told you that anything could be delayed except sales, right? Like he told you, I think the last meeting that we have, that basically you should focus on sales, and you are doing more than that. But let us know when this is a realistic date to have, so we can have it and kind of commit to that date. So we're not just add testimonials to satisfaction tracker. That's done. I'm waiting for the FAQs for learning portal from Kelvin. We just discussed that. Account management client success guide. Is this different from the onboarding guide? Yeah.
That is different because onboarding is separate from the ongoing support that account managers give. So we have the day-to-day task for new clients set up. Now we have the client. So all those that I've already shared as part of notes, those are completed, but I think what's missing is the reporting. So how I can write that in the manual on how to report any issues or any satisfaction or risk using the portal. So I'm probably 80% completed, but still missing that last piece of the puzzle.
Same situation for media buying, 80%.
Media buying, honestly, I think it's already good. Anything additional is not necessary because Oliver is very familiar with what to do with the creatives. Everything to do with the media buying side is done, but only the I imagine in my head this document be shared with someone like Oliver who does the video editing. Then he can go into and see like what the format is like for other videos, but I don't think it's necessary. So So we can complete this guide. We can check it off the list because I think it's 100% ready for a media buyer.
Okay. Can
Any feedback, Ahmed, in regards to the guide? Do you think we should add anything else?
So far, I think it's good, and I've been using it these past 2 weeks, and it's been very helpful. So as it is right now, I don't
Okay,
think there's
cool.
anything to add.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much.
finally,
Now,
these last three: update detailing shop training, sales scripts.
yeah, the detailing shop training, I actually done, I've done the script and the qualifying questions and adding a few modules to the resource. So I have it in a document already.
So this is done?
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, it's here. It's done.
Okay.
So it's not in video form. The quickest thing that I can implement on is just writing it out. And I've already written out some really good information here. I can show you guys towards the end of the call, but
Okay.
yeah.
The improve Google integration. So we talk about it. Basically, what we need to do is just make sure that I need to make sure that our form, it matches with what he needs, and the email, as I mentioned, is already sent. So I'm gonna change this to me.
Okay.
No, so that's the step that we need to do right now. Just match the forms.
Yeah, so I've included in the comments there the link to the form.
Yeah, perfect. And this is something that was needed to be done last week. Ahmed, total report for leads generated. Did you get that number to Paul?
Yes, I got the number by client and by service, and I sent it to Paul.
Okay, perfect. Anything that
Awesome.
needs to be added to this list? No?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay.
Well, the only thing I could think of is actually completing Julio's training, but that's probably going to take about another 2 more weeks.
Yeah, that's
after this week and
Understood.
next week, and then probably Julio will be for the most part up to speed with everything.
Understood. Why don't we I think that's whether we just go with news, wins, whatever we want to share. But this week we have 5 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. So huge win, it would be having Julio, of course, jump on board with our team. So everybody welcome Julio. Let me
left?
my laptop down so I can clap. Oh, he left. Okay. All right. That couldn't be any better of a time.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah. All right. So we'll wait for him to come back on, and definitely.
He got so shy being on the spot.
Yeah. Maybe I scared him. Okay. Okay. Let me ping Julio. Or if someone's doing it already, then
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Maybe he is not able to. Well, he looks like he's online on Slack.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Maybe it's internet connection
Yeah.
issue.
Let's continue, and he can watch this at the end.
Okay, so let me see if there's anything else to share. I mean, I had a meeting with Tirecraft yesterday, and like, he's getting the positive is like he's getting a lot of he's distributing a lot of quotes, and he's starting to be recognized by other shops within the same group.
Mhm.
And people are like, yeah, how come you're not sending as many quotes as you know, Tigercraft Port Coquitlam, and you know, they are definitely crushing it when it comes to that aspect. Okay, Julio, welcome back.
So sorry guys, I don't know what happened.
No worry.
All good, all good. It's so funny. It couldn't be a more perfect timing than that, because you know, Oscar mentioned to celebrate our wins, and I was just about to say, you know, we got you on the team, and then after that you left. You got disconnected. You know, so yeah, I definitely just want to say like a huge win this week would be, you know, having you come on board, Julio, to help support the team. I'm, you know, Eunice have been holding it down for us and bearing a lot of the weight on her shoulder, and I think you coming into the picture would definitely help smoothen things out, and also provide us with a very clean slate when it comes to onboarding new people. So yeah, I think you know, you're a huge win, and the positive that I've seen from you so far, Julio, is that like your positive attitude when it comes to the training. You're very receptive. You are soaking up the knowledge pretty easily, although there can be a lot sometimes. And yeah, so just huge win is you joining our team. So thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thanks, Kelvin. Thanks.
And welcome.
Thanks,
Of course.
guys. Thanks for the opportunity. Really, I'm very excited about this. I really like what we're doing now. So thank you
That's
very
good.
much.
Excellent, excellent. And one thing that I like to say is like, you know, we're impacting direct lives of business owners, you know, small to mid-sized business owners. And that's probably the most fulfilling thing. I mean, you can hear it from Eunice, you can hear it from Ahmed, you can hear it from the shop owners themselves. They're super happy with what we do, and you being part of the process is to help them be successful with what we're doing and how we're changing their business and their lives. So yeah, and soon you'll get to know Eunice through training, and of course through communication and working alongside of Ahmed, you'll get to know each other. So hopefully this is just a preliminary like introduction to these people, our wonderful team members, and then later on you can always get to know them better.
Thank you, Kelvin. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. That's all I have to share. Anything else from anyone else? Like any wins, anything, you know, you want to share? And
I think that the process that we are just kind of solidifying the processes, and I think it has been a lot of work, especially from your side, because you have all that knowledge, Kelvin, in your head, and just kind of passing that into content, into documents that will help us to, you know, build process and also pass that as training for future people. So I think that's going well, and I want to recognize that. Just you mentioned that you got 2 new emails from the 2 contacts, 2 leads from the conference, the email conference.
From the lead from the conference. Yeah, I do have 2 leads already, like instantly. Actually 3 leads now that you mention it. Oh no, maybe 4. I know.
That's great. The number keeps going up.
So it's good.
Okay, perfect. So next week let's talk about how, you know, if you were able to contact them and how solid they look. But if they are reaching to us, that's a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
We do this every just, you know, Julio, we do this every Wednesday, which is 9 a.m. Victoria time. And yeah, I'll just share this recording when it's done. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.